Okay, so to start off with this one, here is the peppers grown for 10 plants, work out the median. So the first thing we need to do is put them in order. So we've got 10, 10, 10. It might be worth scoring them out as you go. 2 11s, 2 12s, 13, 13, and a 15, because remember, for the median they need to be put in order from smallest to biggest or biggest to smallest, and then we find the middle score. So we score 1 from that end, 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 and keep going, and you'll notice that the median must lie between 11 and 12. So the number between 11 and 12 is 11.5. Question 2, work out the mean. So to work out the mean, we're going to have to add the 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 11 plus 11 plus 12 plus 12 plus 13 plus 13 plus 15. And that will all be divided, because the mean, remember, is the sum of the scores divided by the number of scores, and we know there's 10 plants, divided by 10, so we just need to pop that in our calculator, and we end up getting 11.7. On average, I should get about 12 peppers from each plant. Give a reason why your data shows this correct. Both averages round to 12. The median of 11.5 and the mean of 11.7 both round up to 12. Lisa buys a car for 7,500. She pays a deposit. Now, deposit's what you sort of put down for the car, and it comes off the total, and you've still got the rest still to pay. So the first thing I'm going to have to work out is 7,500. Take away the deposit will tell you how much of the car you still have left to pay. So we're going to do 7,500, take away 1,875, and we end up with 5,625. So £5,625 still to pay. We're going to split that evenly over 36 months, and we're trying to work out the monthly pay. So if I divide that by 36, we end up getting £156.25, £156.25. Okay, question 3. Calculate the area of this triangle. This is one of these formulas that you should just know. Okay, so the area of a triangle is equal to the half base times height. And we multiply them together. The base and the height have to be at 90 degrees, which this case is. So 5 times 8. So we end up going half times 5 times 8. You can do it in any order. So half of 8 is 4. 4 times 5 is 20. Or you could do 5 eighths or 40 and then half it. Work out the area of this pentagon. When we end up with shapes like this, it's about looking for rectangles and triangles. If I draw a line down there, then I end up creating a triangle and a rectangle. 12 times 10 is 120 centimeters squared, so the area of the rectangle 120. Because this is 18 and this is 12, this height must be 6 of the triangle, and we know that the width of it must be 10. So the area of the triangle is equal to a half times by 6 times by 10, which ends up equaling 30 centimeters squared, which means that the total area is going to be them added together. So we end up getting 150. I'll show you that in a different video for the construction. Table shows the cost of posting first class. What is the cost of sending a 400 gram parcel? So 400 gram would appear in here, first class, so it's £2.48. Just a case of reading off the table, so it's £2.48. Wants to post a 600 and 800 second class, and he's going to pay by £10 note. So 600 and 800. 600 and 800 both fall in here and in here. So it's going to be 261 plus 315. And we'll end up getting a total. What we're going to end up paying. So 67576. And we're going to take that away because you're paying by a £10 note, so we need the change. So if I put 4p up to 80 pence, 20 brings me up to £6, and £4 brings me up to £10, so £4.24. Remember, this can all be done on a calculator, so it's a case of checking this. 261 plus 315, get in your calculator 556, and then 10 take away 556. You can do things without a calculator, always just check if it is a calculator paper. Okay, question 7 I'll do in the other video as well. Question 8, toilet rolls come in pack of 4 and 9. Which pack is better value? So we get 4 in here. So what we might do is just work out what one toilet roll costs. So £1.89 shared by 4 will tell me what 1 is equal to, and £3.99 divided by 9 will tell me how much 1 costs in this one. So if I put 1.89 divided by 4, I get 0.465. Yes, so it's, and if I put 3.99 divided by 9, I get 0.443. So the 9 pack works out better value because it's cheaper. So we end up getting that the 44p compared to 46p or 47p, so therefore the pack of 9. Okay, question 9. Adam and 6 other men run a race. The time of the 6 men are shown. The mean time for all 7 was 9:83. So again, we've got to go back to the previous question where we knew what the mean is. So 9.83 is equal to the sum of the scores divided by the number of people. So it's all 7, which means I can say that, well, 7 times by 9.83 will equal the sum of the scores. So if I do 7 times 9.83, 7 times 9.83 gets us 68.81. So we end up with 68.81. So that's the total time of all of them. So what we now need to do is we need to take away our 975. That's person number 1. We need to take away 979. We need to take away 9.80. We need to take away 9.88. We need to take away 9.94. And finally 9.98. So if I do take away 9.75, take away 9.79, take away 9.8, take away 9.88, take away 9.94, take away 9.98, and that gives us 9.67. So Adam must have run in 9.67. It's important to show you're working, because if you make a little mistake reading these down, then it can show there and then you can get the follow through mark if you end up making a little mistake. So 9.67, if we compare 9.67 with the rest, well, that means that Adam was actually the quickest, therefore he won the race. Okay, question 10. Jack drives 95 miles, he drives an average speed of 38. So this one we need to know speed is equal to distance over time. We've got 95 as the distance, speed is 38, so 38 equals 95 over t. When we get to this situation, we can switch these numbers around. So it ends up being 95 divided by 38, which means that my time comes out as 2.5 hours. But this question asks what time does he arrive, so 7 AM plus 2.5 hours. Now remember, 0.5 of an hour is half an hour, so it ends up being 9:30 AM. That's the time that he arrives. 3 whole numbers have a total of 100. The first number is a multiple of 15, so if I just write down multiples of 15 first, 15, 30, 45, 60. The second number is 10 times the third number. So if I consider the third number being 10, that would make this number being 100, which obviously can't work. We could then just try different ones, so 9 and 90. If you add them together, 99, we wouldn't have a multiple of 15 to fit in there. We could try 8 and 80. That wouldn't fit in. 70 and 7. If you add them, then we get 77. So again, not going to be quite. And you might keep on going, but you might sort of realise, well, actually, it's probably going to end in a 5. So we get 5 and 50. 5 times 10 is 50. Add them together, you get 55, which means the 45 is left. So we end up with the numbers being 45, 50, and 5. Question 12 is just a case of using your calculator. Just put it in exactly the way it is on the page. So 6.45 times 10 to the power. Now the power button, depending on your calculator, it probably looks something like that. To the power of 3. Close bracket. Just make sure your bracket's down on the bottom line, not up the top. Open bracket. 2.5 times 10 to the power of minus 4. So I press my power button first and then I put in the minus 4. Press equals, and it comes out as 1.6125. Now that'll get you 1 mark. This asks you to write in standard form, which means it must be times 10. Now it's already in standard form because that number is between 1 and 10. This now needs to have a power, but we don't end up wanting to multiply it by anything, so we're wanting to multiply it by 1. 10 to the nothing is equal to 1. Anything to the power nothing equals 1. That's one of the index laws that you should know. A to the 0 equals 1. So if you're not sure about that, you need to learn that. Okay, 12b, here is a number machine. So this time we're just going the opposite way. We're trying to get back to the input. So if you go the opposite way, all we've got to do is do the inverse operation. So times by 20, add 1000. So we just need to again put in our calculator 5.05 to the power of 3. At this stage, I'm just going to press 5.05 times 10 to the power of 3. I'm just going to press equals at this stage and then press times 20. Press equals and then press plus 1000 equals, and we end up getting 102000. Now again, that wants to answer in standard form. So again, you're going to be picking up 2 marks for this bit. We need the number to be between 1 and 10. So I need the decimal point to be in there. It's currently there. Count how many spaces it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my final answer needs to be 1.02 times 10 to the power of 5. Okay, then we're on to question 30. Work out the circumference of a circle. Circumference equals pi times the diameter. That's one that you should know. Remember that we've got a circle. The diameter is from one end to the other. So that is our d. Circumference is distance all the way around. So for this one, we've got a radius of 4.2. So we need to times that by 2. So it's just 8.4 times pi. 8.4 times pi gives me 26.4. Now you've got to be careful of this because it does say to 1 decimal place. So 26.38 is my answer. because the number in the second decimal place is an 8 greater than 5, it rounds that up to 26.4. Okay, question 14. Whenever you see a right angle triangle in a test, we should be looking to put in an arrow, because if it's trig, we need to use this, and it's important because this is the longest side, also known as the hypotenuse. And if we're given other lengths and we're trying to work out, then it's going to be Pythagoras. The one that you're pointing at goes by itself. X squared equals 22 squared plus 38 squared. Again, in case of just putting in your calculator. So 22 squared plus 38 squared gives me 1928. Take the square root of 1928. So all at this time I've just pressed my root button and pressing the ans key and press equals SD, and we end up getting 43.9. Now that's to one decimal place, it doesn't actually ask you. Check it makes sense. 43.9 needs to be the longest side, 38, 22, and it's round about these lengths, so it seems a reasonable answer. Work out the area of a circle. Again, these are formulas that you should just know. Area equals pi r squared. So it's just a case of putting pi times 6 squared. So we end up at 36 times pi, which gives us 113. Again, remember your calculator will probably give it as 36 pi. You just need to then press SD, 113.1 to one decimal place. Question 16, a solid statue. So this time the key word in here is talking about density. So we need to know the formula for density. Density is equal to mass over volume. The answer is in grams per centimetres. This is in centimetres, so we're okay with this. The problem is that this is in kilograms, therefore we've got to make a conversion. We should know 1,000 grams is equal to 1 kilogram. So to go from here to here is going to be divide by 1,000, and to go the other way is going to be times by 1,000. So we've got to convert that. It's going to end up being 10, 100,000, 2,500 divided by 720, which is the volume, and it equals 2,500 divided by 720 gives us 3.47 grams per centimetre. That seems quite a bit away from 8, so I would say it's not bronze. Okay, question 17. Here's some information about test scores of a class in A. The mean score of B is 22. On average, class A done better. So we're looking to work out the mean of this. Now in this case, we've got a range of scores. So we've got 4 people that got a range of scores greater than 0 but less or than equal to 10. So we don't know what these scores are, so we've got to do basically an estimate of the mean. So we're going to just assume that everybody got 5 marks in this test. All 4 of them got 5, and this is called the midpoint. So midpoint. So between 10 and 20 is 15, 20 and 30 is 25, 30 and 40 is 35, 40 and 50 is 45. What we now need to do is sort of say, well, if one person got 45, then that means that the sum of the score is 45. 3 times 35 gives me 105. 9 times 25 gives me 225. 8 times 15 gives me 120. 4 times 5 gives me 20. Didn't need to put that on in my calculator, but I did anyway. Okay, and then we're going to add them up. 120 plus 225 plus 105 plus 45. Remember, you are in a calculator paper, so just use your calculator whenever you can. You can always check them back if you've got plenty of time at the end and work them out. So that's the sum of all the scores. We need to work out how many people there were. So it's going to be 4 plus 8 plus 9 plus 3 plus 1, which gives me 25 people. Which means that the mean of Class A is going to be the 515 marks divided by 25. 515 divided by 25 gives me an average of 20.6. So on average, Class A did Class B. So with this bit of information that we've worked out, it actually our suggestion is that Class B done better with the information that we've ended up producing. Okay, question 18. A company makes 200 Easter bunnies. It costs $2.46 to make each Easter bunny. Well, straight away, without even reading further on the question, I could work out how much it costs to make, because that's probably a likely question. So 2 times 46. You can't just take things line by line. 2.46 times by 200 gives you 492. So £492 to cost to make the bunnies. 28% of these bunnies are given to charity. Okay, so I'm guessing that means that you don't get any money for them. They're just given away. So we've got to work out 28%. Now 28%, 28 per means divide, cent means 100, times by 200. So means 56 bunnies were given away. 56 given away. That means that we now have 200 take away 56. 144 bunnies. 3/4 of the rest are sold at full price, so 3/4 of 144. 3/4 of 144. Divide by 4 times by 3 makes 108 bunnies. And the leftover at half price, so if we've got 144, take away 108. 144, take away 108, leaves 36 bunnies. Now we just need to work out the costs of this. So 108 times £4, and we get 36 at half price, £2. And we can add these together. So 108 times 4 plus 36 times 2 gives me £504. So all the bunnies that I sell come to 504. They cost 492 to make. So 504 take away 492 makes £12 profit. And that's the end of the questions.